Hi everyone, welcome to the third day of the World Water Congress and Exhibition podcast. This is brought to you by YWP-Denmark. We are sitting here today ready for another The Buzz podcast. I'm looking at you, Emily. So another episode. This is a 45-minute session where we're just sitting, relaxing, and going through what happened today. What are we looking forward, and just getting all of these experiences out of people. So let's go. Hi, everyone. I am so much more relaxed.
We know.
I didn't give a present, so all your names are already on the server, so you will be shown your names, but I want to just give a round so you have a chance to introduce yourselves. So, Pabel.
Well, I'm Pabel Cervantes from Mexico, assistant professor. Probably senior young water professional, in the border,
You're in the border.
I'm in the border, closely to be a senior, pushing me to be a senior. But that's easy. Yeah.
Good. You're a researcher.
Yes.
You're a researcher.
Wastewater treatment guy. So.
Good.
Yeah.
Katharina, you're here again. All the episodes of the bus, Katharina is here because she's in exhibition area all the time with the HI. And she just brings everything that is happening from the exhibition perspective. So what is going over there? I think you guys will have a lot to talk about.
You should stop by then.
And Emily? Yes.
Use this mic?
Yes, you
use. Emily Ryan. I'm also a young water professional, former now chair of the Young Water Professionals Steering Committee, from Australia, based in the Netherlands. Yeah, what else to know about me?
Yeah, and you're in between jobs now.
No, I start a new one on Monday.
You start a new one on Monday.
My gosh.
Like spoilers,
It was really quick, right?
She moves fast.
Yeah.
Young.
Hi, I am Yang Vila. I am head of the Philippines for IWA Utilities. We are a global consultancy. Where's my camera?
It's confusing.
We are your camera, like we.
Please don't like.
We are a global consultancy and we do innovation programs for technology companies as well as utilities all over the world.
So my job is to make you forget that there's a camera.
Oh my gosh. And Jen asking for them, just one.
Yang's job is to make sure we don't forget those. Okay.
The camera and working and doing weird stuff.
I got So, what happened today? How was the day so far?
Amazing.
Okay,
first standing ovation at a keynote that I think I've ever seen.
yes. We need to clap for that. A big hand for that.
So now I actually want to share the story because I told Inês that someone stopped by at our booth today, and it was actually a professor from the university I went to. And we started talking and, just talked about whatever. And then I was asking about the Congress, and he didn't know that we know each other. And then he said, this morning it was like the most amazing speech. And he said, it was by Inês Breda, and that there were standing ovations, and it was the first time that it happened, and that there were many people really touched and having tears. So that's what I wanted to share with you.
We were in tears, and I've told everyone about this, but while you were speaking, I just needed someone to hold on to, and my energy was really it was a mix of getting emotional, but also getting fired up. And then Emily looks over to me, and I was wiping my face with my hanky, and I was blowing my nose and stuff like that. And then when Jacob called us on stage, I told Emily, I can't do this. I can't go up there. My voice is gonna croak. It was just too much.
Yes.
But I distinctly remember right after your speech, just wanting to jump up and really, give the honor that speech deserved. But who I saw was up on his feet before everyone else? Glenn Dagley.
Glenn.
Yeah.
You saw that too. That just gave me goosebumps. Like this is momentous, milestone.
Yeah, it really. That's when you come to a point where it's a long-term commitment. The reason why we look at Glenn and feel this is because we've seen it so many times, time and time again. It doesn't change. It's his consistency in coming to us and just valuing what we're doing.
Yeah.
He recognizes us. It's consistent.
Yes. Do you remember what Glenn said to us at the maybe first dinner of the conference?
What, like the president's dinner?
Yes, in the president's dinner. He's shared with us, guys, this program, Young Water Professionals program, started 15 years ago with David. At that time, it was like let's cultivate this, sit, work on that. And 15 years later, I mean, this keynote, probably the first or second one in a World Water Conference. So he was like, so touched by your speech, by the way. I mean, not only him, but I mean, he's kind of this guy that used to motivate us. But right now, it's not only him, maybe half or more than a half of the conference. So basically that.
I actually wasn't there and I didn't listen. So would you mind covering a few sentences? Yeah.
Yes.
But you can rewatch it and we will find out where and how, because I was not able to be there. So I will definitely rewatch it, but maybe you can share a few sentences.
I feel too bad. I'm not going to say
I just
anything.
know you call me crazy. I just know that Inês called me crazy,
I call
called
him
Yang crazy, called Pabel crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
Okay, so that's the outtake.
No,
That's
but
true.
yeah.
Yeah, how you found a way to call us crazy and put us in tears?
What happened to bringing your peers up with you? Tearing us down.
No, but it was because this really. I think there are these moments where we look at each other and say, "You're crazy. What are you going to do? You're doing that, wow, right?" And I feel like I feel that with you, right? And my perception of the world just changed after knowing you, and that's the thing. I think before my world was so much smaller.
I distinctly remember now that you mentioned that the turning point in my water career was Brisbane Congress. And we were just thinking of setting up the Philippine Young Water Professionals. Before that, 2015, my only engagement with Kirsten was through emails. You know, we worked on this document on membership engagement for young and mid-career professionals. And so I was this shy, boy.
You were shy?
There was a time when I was shy, ladies and gentlemen. There was a time.
Where's my camera?
But now I do look for the camera. And I was just in the corner, but two people came up to me and really brought me into the fold. And I'll never forget, just the warmth, the kindness, and the listening and empathy that they gave me are Linda and Kirsten. They made me feel like, you may not have set up the chapter just yet, but you're part of the family now. Come up here to the IWA stand. Come and talk to us. And that just gave me a lot of confidence and courage to keep doing this. And I think that's what we do when we go back to our communities and countries, is to, how can I reflect that kind of warmth and kindness that they've shown me to the others and have that multiplier effect to everyone around us?
It just makes me think about there is such a legacy to the YWP program in that everyone has that story of the person who first pulled them in and said no, come along to this meeting, apply for that job, apply for that position, I think you can do it. Everywhere step along the way there's been someone another YWP or senior YWP pushing me along. For me it was Catherine Sylvester and Shona Fitzgerald who first with the Australian Water Association and then with the International Water Association, who said oh look, the election's open for the steering committee, nominate for this. And then it was Arlinda saying I think you should go for the chair, I think you do a good job of it.
Wow.
Every step along the way. But I think also harking even further back, you talked about David Garman setting up the YWP program over 15 years ago. And we were talking about this at the IWA stand today, that it's fantastic that this legacy has sort of continued on, and I think we have a lot to learn also from the people who set up the program. For example, Michael Story, who you work with at Isle Utilities, he was the first ever YWP board member. Yep. And it's what can we learn from these people who had these great successes in the past as well? Yeah.
Who brought you in first?
I guess that a fellow from Mexico that is kind of, at that time it was the Latin American representative. His name is Ivan Moreno from UNAM, the National University in Mexico. And he told me at that time in my first international conference in Budapest, by the way, 2012, you should be part of this committee. I mean, there wasn't a kind of formal committee, but it was a kind of key representative for many regions. So, and then I moved forward. When I realized the biggest network was in Taipei, in Taiwan, 2014. I guess. I got a best oral presentation, that stuff, and and that time Kirsten also taught me and told me, hey, you keep forward, because this is a kind of legacy stuff that you can connect in a bigger chain. You are only a part. And I say, oh my gosh, yeah. Then I met you in Cape Town, I guess. Many people and so on. Yeah, basically.
It's really interesting. But you know, I think there's a lot to be honest, I think most of the work is actually to be done by the ones that are just between 35 and 40. I think they can so much. They can do so much for us. There was a part of the speech that wasn't there that I added after, because I presented my speech 2 days ago to Gaetan. I'll just say his name. And he is a former young water professional, right? And now he's a researcher, mostly on WASH, and in Canada. And I told to him, and he also became very emotional. And he said, yeah, but you know, I'm sorry, maybe I should have done more, but I'm just, you know, get caught up into what I'm doing. And then, you know, then you start a family also, you know, so there's all of these things. And so I added this part, like for the young seniors, right? Just reconsider and try to open the doors again. Because I feel like there's such a specific key that they can do within the departments, within their own, you know, the laboratories. Yes. So much they can do.
Definitely, definitely there are.
So where did you head it after that? Where did you go after the opening?
To the exhibition.
What you're doing?
Yeah, so we've got an innovation pavilion, and we just finished. That's why I had to rush.
Can you explain the innovation pavilion?
Innovation Pavilion is a partnership between IL and IWA. So we were tasked by IWA to look for exciting technologies from around the world. So we did invite and had a call for startups and scale-ups, and we put together a bunch of 10 startups and scale-ups that we find are exciting and innovative and have real disruptive potential to them. And so we just finished up our technology pitches up at the Business Forum.
How was it?
It went well, but you know, 1 hour discussing exciting technologies. I mean, what can you cover within that?
Oh my gosh.
One thing I would note, though, that just number one, diversity in terms of gender. All of our speakers, save for one, as well as panelists, is female. And number two, no one was a young water professional. So this goes back to our session. How can we get young water entrepreneurs to be the next, you know, cohort of exciting startups? And then I saw the I was gonna say kids. Oh my gosh.
The students or the
But
World
they are
Water Camp.
kids.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
You know, outside. And I was trying to invite them inside. And they're doing, you know, projects that eventually they would like to commercialize. And as much as you'd like to encourage them and say, keep going, there has to be, as you said, you know, that guidance and mentorship, perhaps not even from senior professionals, but it can be from us. It's us this time who can bring them up and pull them in.
Yeah. But like, why is this going on? Sorry, because the Innovation Hub is, how many companies do you have there? Like,
so we've got 10 companies that are there. So it ranges from water quality monitoring, advanced treatment. We're looking at AI solutions. We're looking at capacity development and online learning.
And how do you feel about them? Like, these are private companies.
Yes, they're private.
And
companies.
and they are feeling okay with this sharing of knowledge and just exposure. Okay, perfect.
This is their first. So a lot of them, if not most of them, are regionally or nationally active.
Yeah.
For example, in the U.S. or in France or in Australia, New Zealand. So this is their first time really attending, you know, the global water sector stage. So it's also their introduction to what are the needs, diverse needs from all over the world.
What else is happening on the exhibition area from your side?
So at our booth, like this morning we had, and this is actually like, I wanted to mention this because it fits with what you are saying and like the sharing of knowledge and so on. So we had this, do you know the water show? It's like, it's a show that is from water industry for water industry. And it's these two guys that are really energetic, and they just started it, I think, 1.5 years ago or so. And they like
It's like a TV show or
Yeah,
like
I'm
a...
trying to understand.
Yeah, it is on LinkedIn, only on LinkedIn. So the idea is to really reach out to people in the water industry.
To Google.
Is it a kind of podcast?
It is, but it is also video broadcast. It's not a real
Oh.
podcast because they said in the no.
No, oh, that one you had an interview with them.
Yeah,
no? Yeah, that one.
So this one is new.
The water show.
Yeah, it's a German guy and one from French, and the one also has a podcast, and so that's how they started, and now it's a video podcast.
It's appearing. Bellagio water show, aquatic show, Las Vegas water show.
Yeah, but you need to look it up on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I will. Not on Google.
Not on YouTube yet. And today there were like different companies, like it was Stockholm Water, it was Aarhus Water, it was DHI, so my company, and Sweco, and so different companies just like sharing and how like the future of water utilities would look like. Okay. And I talked with the guy afterwards, like what was the main outcome, because it was broadcasted or like filmed on our booth, but actually you couldn't hear. Since they will publish this tomorrow, and tomorrow you can just look it up online.
They seem really like, I saw some photos now, and they seem super energetic. Really, really nice.
Yeah, yeah, and for them it's just about the communication, because they said like they looked for something different and they similar, and they started working on this because they just haven't had anything to watch and what's within their interest. So they started this, and and I asked him about the main outcome, and it was that, you know, in the Nordics, like they do really great with the water utilities, and that's apparently mostly based on that these utilities actually share knowledge, and that's also where they see the future, that they really need to get together and every utility like share the knowledge rather than being competitors or similar. And I guess that's like not only for utilities, but wherever you look in the water world.
No, today I was in the technical session that I was. I think most of the talks that we had were from collaborations. So all the technical work. So it was like utility with academia. It was private companies together, and it was like crazy.
Yes, yes.
Crazy. How good. And then another thing that was really interesting is that a lot of them tested lab, and then they went and tested full scale. And the results matched, right? So we're becoming good at doing that, because before, like, we were very good at kind of producing nice data, and then we would go for real water, and the situation would be different.
Yeah.
But now they are very much in sync, and I think that's a really, like, it means that this bridge is happening. It's really happening.
Yeah.
Is that what you feel from research side? I don't know how.
Yeah, we try to reach that scope. Actually, I have seen in this forum that it's an amazing way to scale up many projects, addressing entrepreneurships and startups and many things, just in partnership with companies. That's a very good idea. Because in countries like Mexico and Latin America, the government has a kind of power to address the water sector. So when you get a partnership with a company, as you mentioned, by the way, a few days ago about how to fund and how to experiment the way that you create or scale up some technology. So I was in the Scandinavian cases for water, world water was used, something like that. And I'm Mexican. Probably, of course, they thought, what is this Mexican doing here in the Scandinavian? That's because I think that we can learn many things from other experiences, you know. And they those cases, they show like the cases of 4 cities: Gothenburg, Copenhagen, Malmo, and Oslo. And they said only together, sharing our cases, even with different countries, we will enhance this, move forward. And I said, oh my gosh. By the way, in that session, people also talk about the youth. Like we mentioned in the early morning keynote, youth is very important as a stakeholder.
Yeah, great.
And I said, oh my gosh, that's good. Okay, by the way, back to the topic, research is really is closely linked to these solutions.
Yeah.
And they are open to so kind of prototypes and ways to reach some solutions. So.
But I think because I think that's why the conversation is moving to entrepreneurship. Is that because research is starting to be good at creating technology that you can actually use. So then we can go forward on entrepreneurship. So there's some work that has been done. It's just because sometimes we just focus, what is the obstacle? What are the obstacles for? I think that there has been some development. I noticed, it's been 4 years and people were able to still collaborate and produce some collaborative research. And now it's about the next step. The next step.
It's needed. We are part of the maybe 35% of the population. Youth is part of that percentage of population. There's going to be a kind of a small hole at the end of this stage. We need to move forward, be smart, being smart. So.
And how is the energy? I kind of feel everyone is tired. What is happening?
No, of course not.
It seems like you didn't eat today. Yeah.
No, I just need caffeine and I'm
That's all.
No, it's the third day, right? You feel it. It's the third day, but it's also this. It's going to end soon.
Yeah.
More than half of it is
Tomorrow.
over.
It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Yeah. Are you staying longer in Copenhagen? What is the plan? Oh no, you're going on vacations.
I'm going to Spain.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah. He practiced his Spanish with me.
Oh really? How
Yeah.
is it?
Porque mi español muy
A ver, que no, pero tienes ahí una. Me parece que está
No,
bien,
I'm
¿no?
not.
muchas gracias.
Welcome to
A ver, que me has entendido, qué bien.
welcome to the Spanish section of the podcast.
A ver, que
There will be
podemos hacer
subtitles.
como hay una telenovela mexicana.
Sí, sí, claro.
Vale,
Varias.
Que te miro en los ojos y digo,
Escándalo.
Pedro Daniel dos Santos,
Oh,
Luz María Georgina.
¿qué dices?
No.
the draw. I've got a question about that because this is this is the World Water
About the
Congress
telenovela.
in Japan. So what happened in the next episode in that telenovela?
Yeah, no.
I caught up with Shatan, I guess, first day or so, and she was asking me if there will be translators because she feels that she can express herself better in French.
Of
Well,
course.
obviously she can speak, or and then I saw other young people, who are who would be much more comfortable sharing in their native language, and that's perhaps something IWA can work. This is a World Water Congress, but we don't have interpreters.
What about?
This is a conversation I've had with Jacob a lot before. We had it after the World Water Forum. He went to that, and they had simultaneous interpretation for English and French and Spanish, I believe. Similarly, for a lot of those conferences now, it's the default, and it's becoming increasingly simple and straightforward to have that kind of translation. You don't even necessarily have to have interpreters. You can do this with the digital
online.
means and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
So,
Have you seen the enabler on Zoom that you click it and can translate automatically? Not with high accuracy, but I think that artificial intelligence researchers are going to
but
do
like,
something
a
about it.
human interpreter isn't 100% accurate.
It could actually be a
Unless they're at the
collaboration.
criminal
Imagine
courts.
that you ask a collaborator, partner of the Congress, to be a company like
gosh.
that, translating water. Could be really good.
Water in all languages are the same, right? Clear, fresh, sometimes in a beer shape. The same water.
No, but it could be okay. They will start to prepare soon the Congress in Toronto, and it can be.
Toronto's in a bilingual country.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
That's true.
So it could be that they have that approach.
And I actually saw a similar post on LinkedIn yesterday where I don't know someone in the water world was describing that this is actually also an obstacle in the everyday job life, because he was like the only one in his office speaking or like having another native language, and then he recognized over time that like no one else actually paid attention to this, that he cannot explain everything as much in detail as he could do in his like native language. And I guess that's really, again, something that we are maybe ignorant to. Because if you don't have it in your job, and then,
I just also find it funny. It's like I'm the only one here who's like speaking in
your own language, yes.
language kind
Yes.
of thing.
we can switch to
true.
German, like.
Yeah, speaking German, Portuguese, Spanish. Like I'm starting a new job next week in the Netherlands, and it's going to be my first time working in an environment where people are having to switch for me, or like in a work setting. So I like you kind of. I've never actually felt the pressure to learn another language.
No, but I
it's
think this is a great exercise because I think this is the only time that we'll be with people from all different like backgrounds. Like we have different backgrounds, but here is languages as well. I think if I ask each one of you to share the moment that you mostly like so far in your own language, just go for it. Like a 30-second. Just say what.
The moment of today?
No,
Conference or
like
whatever?
so far.
Okay,
Like,
so far.
during the Congress, something that you, and Emily will be the one that you will understand, but I mean, but all the others, like, they can just share it in their
You guys can just say anything you like.
But what was your favorite? Like, what moment gave you energy? Like, what was your favorite in your own language? Go for it. No, should I?
You.
I go?
Yeah.
Let me think.
But you're thinking in your own language. You need to speak in your own language.
Yeah, no, I am. Very well, Pabel. Let me. Yeah.
I think I have one in my own language. Yeah.
Thank you, Emily.
Okay.
Should we list the way, or is it okay?
But no, there was a real. So during the Emerging Water Leaders Forum yesterday, during the afternoon workshopping sessions, a thing that gave me a real amount of energy was watching the young water professionals like workshop solutions to the challenges we proposed, but challenging each other. Like, often you go to these workshops and people just like are furiously in agreement on like, oh yeah, we have to do something, or like we have to do this. But the YWPs on the table were like willing to challenge each other and like
Yes.
say like, I don't agree with you, like the YWP do this way. And that gave me so much hope that like people, that the young generation, like that we're willing to not just toe a party line kind of thing, even within our own group. Like, yes, we're united for youth, but also like we're willing to challenge each other, which is really important and valuable for actual like discussions and keep moving forward.
Very well. You can go for English, it's okay. I'll forget my idea.
Ako, ang tumatak sa akin talaga kahapon nung nag-lunch. So, Filipino is very code switch. Filipino talaga. Nung nag-lunch tayo, tapos mag-isa lang ako, tapos hindi ko alam na yung kaharap ko pala ay yung dating CEO ng Copenhagen Utility.
No?
Per. His name is Per, the former CEO.
Yeah, he is.
Per. And so, nag-usap kami. Tapos, natuwa lang ako kasi ang dami kong gustong tanungin sa kanya. I had so many questions for him. And ultimately, tinanong ko na lang siya about yung experience niya being a CEO, how long did it take him to become a CEO, ano yung experience niya dun sa pagbuo ng plano for the Copenhagen Harbor, and how he feels about that today and seeing younger people, step into the role. And that for me was a tender moment because this is the kind of dialogue that we need to have. I was just saying, I had lunch spontaneously with the former CEO of the Copenhagen Utility. And so I just asked him so many questions. He just wanted to leave.
No, but these chances that we have to kind of sit and just, talk with people that you're not even aware of their level of importance sometimes.
Yes.
And you just sit, randomly, and then, can I make you a question? Yeah, sure. And then it happens, right? It happens.
Yeah, that's true. I actually like that, like even because all the hotels around, like there are all the people from IWA, and then even in the elevator you have talks and like you sit down at breakfast, and if your colleagues are not here or like if you do not know anyone, someone else will sit by and you just talk about the conference, and it's really nice.
That's the IWA family.
It is. And that's why I was almost late today.
Why? The elevator, a chat? Or...
No, I went down, I went for breakfast. I didn't have time almost to eat. But then I sit, and then someone asked me, and I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I have really hard troubles, like, being rude. So I just, it's really hard. Like, I had to leave earlier today. I was trying to grab something to eat with Emily today. And then it was like, we sat for like 5 minutes. And I don't think it was 5 minutes. It was maybe 3 minutes. And then I said, I have a meeting now.
I can imagine that.
No, but I felt rude. Then I had to go, of course. I had to go. But yeah, it's like that. What about you, Pabel? What was your favorite so far?
Oh my gosh, probably. in Spanish, right?
A ver, sí,
Tengo-
claro, ahí
tengo-
para...
you can practice, by the way, yeah.
Sí,
Yo- poco.
A ver, que
little bit.
podemos hacer eso, a ver, que tú hablas y él traduce. Para ver
okay.
si se entiende.
Bien,
se
bien.
percibe.
I was attending the
No,
nanotechnology.
a ver, no, que tú hablas de
Ok,
español.
tú traduces, perfecto. Atendí la sesión de nanotecnología y nanomateriales, presenté mi trabajo de investigación.
¿Has presentado hoy?
Sí, hoy presenté.
Vale.
I presented my work in a session about nanotechnology.
Yes.
Y fue muy emocionante cómo se interesaron por la tecnología que estamos desarrollando.
And I was very excited because they were interested in my
The technology he was developing.
the research and the technology I was developing.
Yes.
¿Pero qué era nanofiltración? ¿Para qué?
No, es detección de nanocontaminantes en el agua.
nanocontaminantes, a ver.
En el agua
Oh, I
residual.
see. Okay, now the translator is confused. This is why for future World Water Congress we need professional
Digital translator.
translators, please. I see. It's nanoplastics, nanocontaminants.
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 Nanocontaminantes.
Not
Nanomateriales.
nanotechnology.
Many of your makeup, sunscreen, even food already contains nanomaterials. Contienen nanomateriales. Es muy probable que ya estén en el agua residual. Our technology try to, or approach, try to detect them and quantify them. And probably maybe in the future we can regulate them.
Yeah, more regulation, so I have more job to do with like detection limits of like nanograms.
Sí.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
crazy.
I mean,
So-
but it's today that was also something because it touches upon. We usually talk about water energy nexus and water food, but water health. Water
Yes,
health,
it's a big deal.
right? And I feel like there's such a potential there,
It is.
such a huge potential there. So your session was full. How was it?
Full, no empty seats. The crowd. That's why es por eso que agarré mucha energía.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
grabbed a lot of energy there. So that's exciting. And the other moment was what Kala just stopped me and, hey, Pabel, how you doing? And I said, okay. Hey, I saw your work and also I saw the guidance and we start chatting randomly. And we said, oh my gosh. And he asked me about the next generation water action program and something and stuff. And I said, oh my gosh, he knows everything.
Yes.
By the way, it's a short commercial. Kala gonna be here in this podcast.
He will. Wow, Pavel. Look at it. Yeah, we'll interview him in like in an hour or so. Yes.
Yeah.
After looking at, I have to go through the posters to evaluate the posters. I should do that in a while.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, that will be another task on the book. What about you, Katharina? Because in the exhibition area, it's probably something. You know, what was it?
So in German, all right?
Yeah. Who translates? No one knows it. Morten, are you good with German? No.
Oh my gosh.
He's not.
Let's try.
Also ich habe jetzt auch darüber nachgedacht, während wir gesprochen haben. Für mich ist es weniger ein einziger Moment, aber mehr das Gefühl, dass es hier wirklich darum geht, quasi Wasser an erster Stelle zu stellen, dass wir das nachhaltig, die Zukunft gemeinsam meistern und das im Job, glaube ich, vergisst man oft oder man ist natürlich mit der Arbeit so eingedeckt, dass man oft vergisst, warum man das alles eigentlich macht oder dass es wirklich um unsere Zukunft geht, um das Wasser, um die Nachhaltigkeit. Und ich finde, das merkt man hier einfach wieder, wenn so viele Leute zusammenkommen, nur darum, unsere Zukunft quasi zu retten irgendwie.
Yes.
Does it mean coming together?
Zusammen, ja. Ja.
Ah. The translator. We have the
Are
another.
you done with your thoughts because you have?
Yeah, I think so. So I was saying that it's less like one moment, but more the energy from coming that like so many people are coming together for putting water first. And like, I think in our everyday lives or like in our everyday jobs, we sometimes forget about it or like you're so included in this one project or you're working on a client or whatever, that you sometimes forget that it's all like that you're doing this as you want to work on a sustainable future and for water, and that's what you gain here, like all people working on the same, and this gives hope for the future as well. So.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? This Congress really brings, like every 2 years, it's just, you know, that you're going to get all of this energy out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know again what you're working for in your normal job, or like
Yeah.
you have a reminder. I mean, We all love what we do, but
And hopefully with the podcast there will be a chance, because I think I haven't watched any of the episodes. Like I just checked, like,
yeah.
does the setting look
viewers.
okay? Okay, fine, it's worked.
Are the people here? Like,
Yeah,
can you
yeah,
listen to
exactly. Can you listen to people? But I think that, like, in a month, when I go back, that's when I'll go and try to grab again that energy to see, oh, I remember that discussion.
Yeah.
It was so nice. And we talked about so many issues so far, like that come, Jacob cannot find food. So today I made a reservation in a restaurant that only serves meat, just because he's not able to find food. So yesterday at the dinner, he was looking at the plate and then passing, and then, because he's having troubles adapting to the food. Yeah. So today I have a reservation.
Okay.
You have not shared your favorite moment,
I haven't shared my favorite
but
moment.
we all know maybe.
No, you know, but I think my favorite moment was really this audio that I did. So we had the Young Water Professionals dinner. It's ice. It's ice.
That was the moment when Young
Yeah.
started. Like,
Okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Magical, right?
It was.
And because, so what happened was, we were at the Young Water Professionals dinner, and I was stressing about the presentation, so we were doing it at Pabel, and so I found an office to work, and I was there, like, writing, mapping, trying to do our scheme in the whiteboard. And then I need coffee because I need to think, and then I go out, and I see, like, everyone is talking. You know, this was after, like, the dinner, after there was, like, games. So this is just people hanging out. Yeah. Right? It was not a workshop. It was nothing, right? And then I go down, and I start hearing people talking, and I'm like, wait a second. They're all talking about water. and I immediately grab it, and I just went from person to person, and I would just do this. And I followed like 3 conversations in the space of 1 minute, and all of them were like interesting conversations about water. All of them. And I'm like, how can they think that we're not ready? This is what we live for. Like, this is what we talk about when we drink, right? Sorry for the pitch there. This is like really cool. And then I brought, I showed it today, and she really looked at me like, Inês, you prompted us. And I'm like, no, I did not. And that's when she, no, you're crazy. But I remember leaving that dinner with a very high vibe. Very high vibe. And then I went to the technical team here, because then I have this recording on a phone that is very bad with a lot of background noise. So the technical team here, they were editing the audio for me to ensure that something, that it would get slightly better, because I was afraid that I'm going to show this, maybe no one will understand what these people are saying. And yeah, so they were so kind. They were editing yesterday, and we tested it in the hallway. Yeah,
It was.
so it was good. Yeah, I think that was my favorite moment. But I said it in English, but that's okay.
Do you want to add one sentence in your
Yeah.
Olha, parece-me que me lembra e que me deixa confiar que a nossa geração está pronta. Está pronta. Por isso é só seguir em frente agora. Yes. Thank you, Martin. So, what are you going for tomorrow?
Why are you looking at me?
No, I can
Why?
grab a program. Do you have any idea how is your agenda tomorrow?
I try to steer clear of anything tomorrow because I have to edit a video for the Water Action Platform next week. It's like a vlogger
What
on
is the Water Action Platform?
It's yes.
The what? What?
The Water Action Platform is an award-winning webinar series that we do monthly at the IWA Utilities, and it's basically a roundup of exciting news on a certain theme. And then we get speakers and technology companies relating to that theme. And we actually had just a couple of months ago a special Young Water Professionals episode chaired by one of our rising stars in the water industry. So yeah, please do tune in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Water Action Platform, which
So they just have to Google Water Action Platform. There will not be any water show happening.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it will show up on Google.
Okay. Water, it's just because, so then people can go Water Action Platform.
Yes.
platform.
Can you try that?
Yes, I am. Yes,
Yes, it
perfect,
is.
perfect.
Yes, Water Action Platform. All of the past
www.
episodes will be there.
www.wateractionplatform.
Platform.com.
Perfect. Yes, take a look. Emily, what are you looking forward?
What am I doing tomorrow? So I'm actually going to go to the regulators forum tomorrow. There's a session on this afternoon that I wanted to catch, but it's the closed session, so I'll have to like bang on the door to get YWPs in there. That's on the role of regulation in like managing through like political polarization, which looked super interesting. But no, I'm going to the regulators forum tomorrow. I'm going to be doing some rapporteuring, just like in the good old days. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that. Just like sitting for a whole day and like getting embedded in one theme for a full day, which is going to be really nice.
Just a question, now I'm curious. Are the rapporteurs only young water professionals, or can a senior be a rapporteur?
Yeah, anyone can be a rapporteur, but the calls usually go out to young water professionals. I know for the Emerging Water Leaders Forum, we were trying to get
Senior, right?
yeah, we were trying to see if we could get IWA fellows to do the rapporteuring
so
for the
cool.
yeah, but then we were like, never, the response was just like, they're busy.
No.
Which they legitimately are busy, because
Yes.
to get to be a fellow, you need to be very involved. But maybe 2024.
It could be interesting.
Yeah.
It could be interesting. Also, too, if we go with the agenda of this intergenerational conversation, then it could be great for the next Emerging Water Leader Forum.
That was another real highlight of the forum yesterday, was those intergenerational dialogues. There was such a great dynamic. Yeah. No.
Oh, I don't think so. But it was
but
really
we
good.
need-
I was present.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to do it. I mean, to be honest, I think last year, I had the idea of doing this 30-minute talks with seniors. But it was not for them to talk about their current work. It was really about the journey. And just talk with them and try to understand what still drives them. If it's still the same, or if it has changed, things like that. We're also thank you, Martin. It's 2 minutes now. He's letting us know. Thank you. Yeah, but it's this conversation is so important. It could be interesting. Imagine having a young water professional traveling from place to place, kind of just sitting down with these people and just, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? How can I help?
Yes.
Right? Things like that.
Yeah. In Mexico, in a conference, we did something similar.
Yeah.
And we talk about the background of the senior people, just to figure out. I mean, we thought that if we know what is the background, we can understand what is the future direction. So that's it. That's the approach.
This is something I've spoken to other YWPs about this week at the Congress, is like, for people who are like you and I, who are, not going to be YWPs for much longer, understanding like what people did after they left the YWP program. Like, I'd also be really interested.
We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm interested because I'm also getting there. Katharina.
I'm looking most forward tomorrow to the dinner actually with the World Water Camp, because as you said, or like as we discussed, they like many of them stopped by at our booth and we talked to them, but it's another vibe if you like sit down in more or less private and just discuss whatever's going on. So,
But how many of us are going to swim today?
I'm still not sure if there is an afternoon session.
If
I
I
didn't
find
find
a-
It's
anything
at
out.
5:30.
will do.
No, it's at 5:30,
Okay, I will get a swimsuit.
and it's on this
I'm
harbor.
an indoor kid. I'm sorry, it's not happening.
No?
I might have to pass on that one. I know.
Yes. Okay, but we all having dinner.
Yeah, sure.
No, you have the appointments. Yes. Okay, we'll figure it out. Yes, but it's a long day. It's a long day. Let me see what I can do. But I just want to confirm for people, to all the others, what time it is. I think it's
5.5.
It's at 5.5. I had a message here, and I have to find out. Discord. Here we go.
What is Discord?
Yeah. Oh my God,
It's another
young María, ¿qué dices?
Jan Joaquín.
Ya Joaquín, ¿qué me dices, no? Y a ver, ¿y qué nombre quieres tener en español? A ver, ¿qué puedes ahí?
¿Qué nombre? What?
Another name.
¿Qué puedes tener
It's a
otro
Spanish
nombre?
name.
En
That I
Spanish
can
name.
have?
She's
You can
trying
add
to
a
put a
Spanish name.
Spanish name.
So when we
Joaquín,
are
Pabel.
angry, or
Pabel,
like when
like that.
parents are angry with the kids, they call for like the second name.
I
No.
see.
And all of them have two names.
Well, you can call me by my real name.
Ah,
We
are
cannot
we
disclose
touching?
to our
Are we
audience what my real
touching
name
that?
is.
Are we touching that? So do you know that Young is not named Young?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, right? Do you know that Young is not named Young?
No.
No.
No, but I assume that you have probably a church name or something like that, right? Yeah. Yes.
No, please.
It's Christian.
No, go ahead.
It's Christian marks.
Yeah,
So, when my mother is angry, she'll be like, Christian marks, Vila.
Vila, so it uses Indian.
Christian.
Vila.
Villa.
Villa.
Yeah, Villa.
But in Spanish is Villa.
Exactly. Christian Marx.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, but I had meetings with him, and suddenly it appeared, like it was on Teams or something. It would appear the name, and I'm like, who is this person? Well, guys, thank you so much for joining. To be honest, I am a little bit like, I feel like I'm in a mood that I need like 2 or 3 hours to kind of revive again, because it has been like such a hype.
Oh.
Yes, but today we'll have some dinner. I think it will be the first time that we'll actually go downtown. So I'm sure tomorrow will be full of news.
Please walk then.
Yes. I'll take photos and put in a WhatsApp group. We'll close it now. We'll continue with Kala later on, and tomorrow again at the same time. Good. Usually we just say goodbye to the camera, so let's go for it.
Which
yes.
one? Okay.
Well, I don't
Both.
know. Bye.
Bye.